Hello Stamper, welcome to French's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And today it's all about leather. It's stamping on foam that it looks like leather. I don't know how much you can see on the camera. And then the way I did the background here, very simple. So let's get started. I like to use a piece of foil paper. And the reason why I like to use a piece of foil paper, it seemed that it warm up our fun foam way faster. This is just a piece of fun foam. The craft fun foam, I think that's what it's called. This is like kind of a cream color. So first thing you want to do though, it's have your ink pad ready and your stamp ready, because when it's going to be hot, that's when we want to do the stamping. And I was not sure if it worked with the clear stamp because I'm used to do it with the wood, but it's the same thing, worked perfect. So I'm using Hurley Espresso. And if you use any kind of the regular ink, water-based ink, it's gonna smear a bit, but that's okay for the boots because I like it that it look old and worn. If it's something you don't want it to smear, I would use Stays On, because on this it's gonna smear a little bit, or you can let it dry completely and maybe it wouldn't smear that much. So now I got my ink pad ready and I got my boots ready, and the boots, it's from the Country Living, and I had the stamp set. Oh yeah, it's right here. Country Living, it's a new stamp set from this year catalog on page 131. So I know I used that last week and I'm going to use it again. Like I said, I love this set, so I'm going to use quite a bit. So let's warm this up. So you're going to use your embossing tool, the heat gun. And the heat tool, I call it a heat gun. Why? I don't know. So it's the heat tool. And you get 1 and 2. You're going to put it on 2. And we're going to warm that up till it almost curled up. So let's start this. And if you got an older heat tool, let me tell you, it's going to warm up way faster. So you see, I'm putting that very close to my fun foam. You don't want to touch it, but you want it down enough. So I'm just warming that very good till it's almost going to curl up. And it smells kind of funny. So you see it start curling up there. Oh yeah, it's curling up. So now when it's curled up, I just going to slide this off, and the reason because I don't want to stamp on top of the foil because it's not super flat. So now what I'm going to do, it's, oops, I need this ready. Ink this very good. Oh, open this up here. Well, maybe not. And give a good impression and keep it there for a few seconds. So let's keep it there. Even if we get the ink on each side, you know, that don't worry because we are pressing hard. So it's normal that we're going to have the ink around the stamp there. So that should be good. And the reason why you want to give a good impression, you want to have that up perfect. You want all the detail. You want a good impression inside the foam. So that's why it looks so realistic. I don't know how much you can see there, but if you touch it, it's really all raised up and that. Now, we're going to use our scissors and cut this, and this is lovely to cut. It's just like cutting butter, really. It's just really, it's cut boom, boom. Just be careful that you don't get too happy and go through the boots there. So you see all what was around come right off. I mean, we're going to cut that. So if it's a piece that you want the whole square, well, you would have to wipe your ink all around to make sure it's not there. But even if the ink is not there, you can see it's all indent there where the rubber was, because you really press hard. Because you want to press hard so you get all the detail engraved in your fun foam. Here we go. Now we're going to do the rest of the card. Oh, let me cut this a little bit here, a little bit more. Maybe not. Here we go. So now, and you can see how curly it came. So that's how you know that your fun foam, it's warm enough. And you see my hands are full of ink because I didn't even let it dry. And to be honest, I like it that way. Maybe if it would not be a cowboy boots, I would let it dry completely before I put my hand and be very careful. But that I like it that way. Now, let me remove this so I get a little bit more space here. And we will do a little bit of coloring on the boots. So, I'm using basic gray. And you know what? I find basic gray was very dark. Let's use smoky slate. I find it was almost too dark for the heel. I was not seeing the detail. So, I'm just going to use much better. Smoky slate work much better. And then I'm going to do just the sole back in the bottom here. That's much better detail, trust me. I'm going to show you between both of them and you do the judging. Because I was almost losing the whole picture. See? It's almost too dark, and here I get a much better detail. Now, I'm using crumb cake on the card, so I decide the little loop on the boots there and the bell on the boots. I'm using Cajun Craze. Go very light. I mean light. Just barely touch your foam. I always get a challenge coloring with the camera in my view. Oops, and then the top. Because usually that is the same color than the loop around. And then I use Sand. I think that's Sand, I hope. Yes, Sand. And where you see the little line, I just add a little bit to give a little bit of dimension. And then, here we go. So, I wish you could see the boots. I think you can see a bit. They're really engraved. Now, we're going to do what I call the faux leather. Leather. Here we go. I got a scratch paper here. And again, you're going to use Sand. Take this, and it depends how much you get ink, how much ink it change color, you know, depending how this is not ink super juicy right now because I've been using it a lot. But I just gonna see, and even the big spot there, don't worry about that. That's just gonna give some character in my leather. See, and when it dries, it's going to be completely different. So I'm going to leave it just like that, I think. And sometimes I used to mix some colors, but just like that, I like it. Then I use the early espresso and the fine tip. You know, on our markers, we get the brush tipped color and then the writing tip. I'm using the writing tip, and I just going to do a little line like we sewed that. And I'm not being careful. Like I said, I just go ahead and do my little lines. Here we go. We're almost done this part. Now, we use the Country Living for the boots. And for the happy birthday, I was looking through all my greeting. And I find the basic butterfly that is one of the best greeting I could match with kind of the rustic thing. So it's this one here, the basic butterfly, and it is on page 113 in the catalog. And then we're using, I bet you guessed, Timeless Texture. And you see how it's dry, it gets lighter. I'm using the Timeless Texture, one of my favorite stamp of last spring. And this one here, it is on page 120 of the catalog. I'm using Sarasan again on Cajun Craze. This piece of paper, it is 4 by 5 1/4. And for some reason, I like to stamp that backwards. What I mean, so I can see it at the bottom of my paper there. And you see, it give a completely a dark color. Even really Cajun Craze, it's darker than the Sarasan, but I just wanted to make it look kind of old or whatever. And then I got a piece of this one, it's 3/4. It was a leftover of the other piece. The other one was 1 inch. You see, that was 1 inch. And by the way, if you're wondering, all the dimensions going to be on my blog, but this here, it's 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, this one here, I done the same thing. And it's Early Espresso and Sarasan. You see, it's a big difference in the tone of colors, but it's just give a different tone, like worn. I don't even know if you can see it. I think so, a little bit. And then we're going to use the Happy Birthday. And the Happy Birthday, though, we're going to use Stays On. I want to have it very dark so we see the greeting better. So let me see. Here we go. Here. You know what? I said Stays On. I use Early Espresso would be perfect for that. The same than the boots. Early, yeah. I use Stays On, but stay with Early Espresso. I'm looking at this. This is Early Espresso here. Okay, now we're ready to mount. So we're going to be using the card base for the card itself. It is 5.5 by 8.5. And usually I like to score that in the middle there. And we're going to fold this in half. So it would be scored at 4.5. Now we're going to use our Cajun Craze that we already pre-stamped. Okay, inside, before I put the rest, I don't know what's this. That's belong to a stamp set. Inside, I want to do the same old looking. So I'm still using the Sarasan. And I'm just going to put, oops, in the bottom and on top. That's it. I'm not doing all around, just the bottom and the top. And then I'm going to take the boots. Make sure I don't mix my ink pads, so I have to shut them. Put the boots right here. Awesome. I love those boots. Love cowboy boots. Okay, and then this piece here, make sure I put the snail not on the side that I stamp. I'm going to put that right here. And this here, I just glue that. I didn't use dimensional because the fun foam, it's already thick, so I don't want to have it more too thick. Going to put that right here in the center. And I bet you're going to say, that's not the same piece that you used. The other one was way darker. As it dry, it come way lighter. So you see that dark spot we had. I said, don't worry about it. When it dries, see, I think it really look more like leather. Okay, I tried different thing how to glue the fun foam. Well, the best thing that I could find to glue the fun foam, it's the tear and tape. Glue dot didn't want to get on it, and so I just used this, go sideways. Huh, see my nails? That's funny. And then we're going to peel this up. Just rub it so it peels better. See all the ink there? It's going to dry after a while. I mean, it's it smear a little bit, but like I said, it's because it's water-based. So if your hand are sticky a little bit, don't want to put that in the back of my car. And then I peel that up, put that right here. Et voila, my friend. So now you learn on the faux leather, really, the background, and then on the fun foam. This is it for our Masculine Monday. It's going to be posted on my blog on a Monday. So for all your Stampin' Up needs, just visit my blog at FrenchieStamps.com, and I would love to do business with you. And right below here, you got subscribe now. So if you're not a subscriber on my YouTube, you can subscribe and be the first to get notified when I download a video. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you so much for your support, and have a lovely week, my friends.